I wasn't really sure what to expect, Lulu Daki said. The Swedish photographer, who is based in Athens, has worked extensively in the Middle East. Before this summer, however, she had never been to Afghanistan. She was inspired to visit after working on stories about Afghan people in Iran and witnessing the flow of refugees from Afghanistan into Europe. Her first impressions upon her arrival in Kabul? "It's very, very complicated," she said. "And very dusty," she went on, "and very intriguing and, at the same time, very frustrating." As a foreign photographer in Kabul, Ms. Daki had to travel with a driver. "You can't really go anywhere you want and do anything you like," she said. "I haven't been anywhere where I've walked so little in 3 weeks." She did come across some of her subjects by chance, like the group above, whom she photographed during the Eid al-Fitr holiday. But for the most part, she made appointments to see people. "I wanted to see this sort of young, well-educated group of people, because they would tend to be less traditional in the way of dressing," Ms. Daki said. "I also wanted to see the traditional hairdressers and beauty parlors, just to see what people ask for when they get there." Image Ms. Daki photographed Ali, 14, in jeans, and Setar, 16, in traditional men's clothing, before they went out to meet friends. When the girls were born, their mother had yet to give birth to a son. Their parents decided to dress them as boys, Ms. Daki said, in a practice known as bachapush. "For families to have a son is very important," Ms. Daki said. "But as teenagers," she said, "the girls are confused. They are kind of convinced that they are boys, or they feel like boys. And today, their parents, who now have a son, want them to behave like girls." Image Nikki Takazizi buys his clothing in flea markets on the streets of Kabul. "His style is more feminine than that of most men in Kabul," Ms. Daki said. He told Ms. Daki that, like Ali and Setar, he is often harassed as a result of his appearance. Image Ms. Daki didn't speak to these men, who were taking photos of each other just before sunset one day during Ramadan. But they seemed to share her delight in this setting. Image Sajid, a student, was home for the summer when Ms. Daki was visiting Kabul. She photographed him while he was taking a break at a cafe. In Kyrgyzstan, where he's studying, he buys his clothing in stores. But back in Afghanistan he would have them made, she said. He had this white suit made at Layman, a fashion house in Kabul. His inspiration, classic films. Image Fatima Sanzadeh founded what may be the first women's lifestyle magazine in Afghanistan, which she runs with the help of a small team of female staff members. Ms. Daki, who spent a few hours with Ms. Sanzadeh, said she wears a mix of traditional and Western clothing. "Before I met her, I was expecting something a bit different," Ms. Daki said. "But I think there's also a limit to what you can do as a woman there." Image Ms. Daki wanted to find some cricket players. So late one afternoon, when the air had cooled down, she went to a field, where she came upon this eclectic group. Shekib Hakaki, the man standing in the middle, is the team captain. "I interrupted them," Ms. Daki said. "I wanted to take a good picture of them because the light was getting nice." Image Nazo, 22, and Saida, 20, are Ali and Setar's sisters. "They are extremely feminine," Ms. Daki said. When she photographed them, they had just come home from work on a TV show, for which they were required to wear these outfits. "For me it was strange how modern this looked, kind of daring," Ms. Daki said. "They both have dyed hair and a lot of makeup." Image Samim Hulat's father owns this kite shop, which has been around for decades. "It's going really well, but this was not kite season," Ms. Daki said. Samim, who wants to become an engineer, helps his father in the shop every Friday, when he isn't in school. He wears the traditional clothing every day, but in school he wears jeans and a t-shirt, he told Ms. Daki. Image These girls, dressed up for Eid al-Fitr, ran by Ms. Daki at the Kabul Zoo. "The colors are beautiful, and they kind of wore pretty princess dresses," she said. "This is what you can do until you're a certain age, and then you can't do it anymore." Image Salim Shaheen, a prolific Afghan director and actor, is the subject of a documentary film, Nothing Would, by the French journalist Sonia Kronlund. Ms. Daki met Mr. Shaheen, who wears tailor-made suits like this one, not long after he traveled to Cannes. She couldn't help but notice the posters in this room and elsewhere in his house. Image Habab's style was influenced by his upbringing in Iran. His family returned to Afghanistan about a year before Ms. Daki met him. In their new home, he told her, he doesn't want to change the way he dresses. It has been quite some time since I studied, and I haven't found any